guys, it is time to get this house in order. When we moved in, it was chaotic to say the least. Everything was a mess. There were boxes everywhere and it was very tight. A friend of mine was here to help me because Whitney had some things he needed to take care of before he could get here. So it was just very chaotic, and my friend and I just would start unboxing things and putting things away. And I've never really gone through yet and found a real place for a lot of things. So it's time to do that. And as part of that process, I am going to be simplifying a lot of things. I have decided this year that I'm going to start using the word simplify instead of declutter when I think about getting rid of things. Because I think with decluttering, I've been working on doing that over the last few years. If you've been following me, you know. And I feel like I've gotten to a certain place where you kind of get stuck with that. And I think part of it is in just the word itself. When you say decluttering, then it sounds like something kind of negative almost, like you're getting rid of something, like you're losing something. And as humans, we are very loss averse. We don't want to ever feel like we're losing something. And so I started thinking about it, and I feel like saying the word simplify has a completely different connotation to it. If I say that I'm going to simplify this space, or I'm going to simplify my wardrobe, or whatever it is that I happen to be working on, it makes it feel like I'm actually gaining something versus losing something. If I want to simplify my wardrobe, then that means that it's going to make it easier for me to get dressed in the mornings because I'm going to have fewer things to go through. It means that when I walk in my closet, I'm going to have peace. So that's what I'm going to start doing, is saying I'm simplifying rather than decluttering. So today I have a couple areas that I want to simplify, a couple things in the kitchen that I want to do. That's going to be fairly simple, I think, fairly easy to think about what I need to take care of in there, and I'll show you that in a minute. I also want to simplify my shoes because, again, I have been working on all of these issues with my feet and my ankles, and a lot of the shoes I have just aren't going to work for me anymore. We can talk about that when I'm doing that section more. But I think that'll be a fairly easy process as well, simply because I know that those shoes just aren't working for me. Even if I wanted to wear a lot of the shoes right now, I couldn't. So it's just time to go ahead and simplify that as a simple process of starting the entire simplification of my closet, because we are going to be going through this house systematically, room by room. Even though it may seem sometimes like I'm jumping around, there is a method to my madness. And part of that, again, is even in simplifying the process of how I'm doing it. You'll know that it's easier for me to go through and do little bits at a time instead of huge, big projects. So today we're going to do one cabinet in the kitchen, and we're going to start looking at my shoes. The girls are here with me. They are both very sleepy, so I'm going to let them sleep and we're going to get to work. I'm drinking my afternoon protein hot chocolate, and we are going to be working on this cabinet behind me. I am not sure how I feel about the glass cabinets. I've never been a fan of glass cabinets. And in this kitchen in particular, I do not have many cabinets. As you can see, like, this is literally it for the cabinets, and then this little one back over here. So I feel like I have to stay super organized in these cabinets, not closet, in the cabinet. I have to stay really organized, and I want it to look as pretty as possible. So if you look up top, I did buy those bowls at an estate sale recently. And what I want to do is go through that upper shelf in particular and get rid of the mugs that are up there, or at least most of them, because I think I can. And then that's a set of nesting bowls, so I want to take those out and spread them across the top. And then I do want to look at my middle shelf as well and just see if there's anything on there. I'm pretty sure my bottom shelf is what it needs to be, but we'll take a look at all of that. I just want to simplify it so that when I go in that cabinet, I can grab out what I need easily, and also simplify it because it's so visual and you see everything in it, that when I look at it, that it's calming and it's not overwhelming to me. So on the other side where I have my dishes, I feel like in those cabinets, it is calming and it seems very organized. It seems very, just pretty, I guess, even though it's very functional as well. But I don't feel that way about this cabinet. So I want to work on that. And then I know there's a couple things in the drawers that I can probably go ahead and simplify. So we may do at least one drawer in here also. I have my nesting bowls and they still have the price tags in them from the estate sale. I've never washed these. I just stuck them up in the cabinet so I'd have a place to put them. So I'm just going to set these over here to wash, and then I'll end up putting those back in the cabinet. I just want to go through my mugs. Well, first of all, let's talk about these. So I love these. I have had these since Whitney and I first got married. I always love these. I use them if we ever entertain, or sometimes just for us. We'll put olives and, things like that in it. So I'm definitely keeping these. They may go back on the top shelf, but I might find a different place for them. So I'm just gonna see about these. When I look at the mugs, I'm just gonna go through and I'm gonna pull out what I know are my keepers, because I wanna start thinking of this simplifying process or decluttering process, if you will, in this way. What do I know that I'm keeping? I know I'm keeping this mug. First of all, this is the one with my hot chocolate. I'm keeping it. I bought this mug. I have two of these, and I bought them when I first moved to the house. I took my friend shopping in LJ, and when we were there, we went to lunch, we went shopping, and I found these mugs at one of my favorite stores in LJ, and so I bought two of these. I feel like I can use these year round, even though they look like they have, it looks to me like ferns or something on them, but I feel like they're year round mugs, and I like the color. It works with the house. So this is definitely a keeper. This one is one that I like just because I like the size of it, because I like big mugs. I like big drinks. My thing is, like right now I'm looking behind me and I have a tea over there and a water and my hot chocolate. I'm known for drinking 3 things at a time, a lot of times at least 2 things at a time. So yes, this one is a keeper, and this glass one is definitely a keeper. And I want to put these where I can actually reach them. So I'm wanting to bring them down to the second shelf, because when they're up top, I will never use them. But if I have them on the second shelf where I can reach, I will use them. This mug is also a keeper. So this one I bought when we were in California. I love this one. I only have one, but I love it. I use this one a lot in the springtime and summer, so I'm definitely going to be keeping that one. So now we have these that we need to talk about. So first of all, these 2 white ones, I like the fact that they're white because I feel like I want some white in this cabinet to pull from that cabinet and kind of balance it out, rather than just having everything clear in here. However, I don't like these mugs. They're too small. I don't drink out of them. I never did. So I'm going to get rid of these. So these are definitely going to be donate. I'm just going to set my donate pile back here. So that leaves me with these 3 mugs. And I need to talk about all of these mugs at the same time. First of all, I love all of these mugs. I think they're pretty. I like the look of every one of them. I like that they're unique. But beyond that, these 3 mugs are very sentimental to me. I got these mugs from an event that I did with a friend of mine when I lived in Alaska. She had lost her daughter, who was named Josephine, in a tragic accident. And I never had the privilege of meeting Josephine, but I feel like I know her through my friend Ada. And Ada had wanted to do a charity event to raise money to do a scholarship for somebody who wanted to go to vet school, because Josephine's dream had always been to work with animals. She loved animals. And as a child, she always wanted to be a veterinarian. So I was able and privileged to be able to help Ada with this fundraiser. And in that fundraiser is how I ended up getting these mugs. So they're very sentimental to me. With that being said, I don't use them. I've really never used them. There's something about each one that makes it not one I would use. It's either too small or like the handle just really doesn't work for me. I like to be able to put 3 of my fingers in the handle, and I can't do that with this one. So I really have never used this one. And then this one is a very heavy, so it's not really one I would use on a regular basis. And same thing, I can't really get my fingers in it. I think they are beautiful. And like I said, they have special meaning to me and I just love them. However, I'm not using them. I never have used them and I don't think I ever will. I don't have a place for them in this house. And so I think it's time to let them go and make space for things that I do use and that I do love. And I know these are gonna bring somebody else joy. Somebody else is gonna look at these mugs and see how beautifully they were crafted. They were made by a potter who donated the mugs for the event that we had to raise money. And I think they're gonna bring somebody else a lot of joy that they're really not bringing me. And so I'm gonna put these in the donate pile. So that leaves me with these keepers, these donates, and I need to take care of that. Now I'm gonna look at my second shelf and see if there's anything up there that I can get rid of. They're doing some yard work across the street and it's very loud, so I'm not sure how much of that you're hearing. Please excuse it if you are hearing it. So I pulled a few things out of the second shelf. So I have this that I'm gonna donate. I have another one downstairs. So I'm gonna go down in a little bit and get it because I know I'm gonna get rid of these little ice cream cups. I love it. I think it is so cute, but I hardly ever use it because when I do eat ice cream or pudding or something like that, I have another one that I use. It is, oh, it's in the back up there. So I'll show you in a minute. So I have another one. I have some more of those downstairs, which I need to bring up here because I want to have like 2 up here and then I'll keep the rest downstairs if we ever had company or something like that where I needed more than 2 at a time. But for now, I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of both of these that I have. And these 2 wine glasses are just cheap little wine glasses that my friend and I bought when we moved in the house. We wanted to have some wine, but we didn't have any wine glasses prior to the movers getting here and unpacking and all of that. So we just bought these cheap wine glasses. So I'm gonna go ahead and donate these and then bring some more up from upstairs because that's what I'm trying to put up here. Whitney and I just have a couple that we use up here, so I'm gonna add a couple more. I've got 2 champagne glasses, 2 wine glasses, and I'll see from downstairs if there's anything else I wanna bring up and then put it on that shelf. I went ahead and put my mugs here. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I need to kind of see how I feel about having that. I feel like it's too busy and too much color, but I'll figure all that out at some point. And then these 2 things, this cup and this champagne glass just need to go downstairs because I want to keep them, but I'm going to be keeping them downstairs with the rest of my glassware. Here's what the top shelf looks like. This is the glass I was telling you about. So if I take this mug away, you can see it. So that's the cup that I use for my ice cream. If I ever eat ice cream, I love it. And then down at the bottom, it looks messy, but I actually use all this stuff. Yes, I have 4 measuring cups, and yes, we use multiple measuring cups at a time, so I am not prepared to get rid of that yet. I'm actually okay with the bottom. I might straighten it up a little bit here later, but I don't see anything on the bottom that I'm ready to get rid of because we actually use all of that. downstairs to bring those couple things that I said I was gonna keep, but keep them down here. And I see this shelf here, which is one that I know I was needing to get to, but there are things that I'm looking at on the shelf that I absolutely know can go. So while I'm thinking about it, while I'm doing it, while I'm in the space of being ready to let these things go, I'm gonna go ahead and tackle this right now. Maybe not the whole shelf, but I'm just gonna pull off the things that I know I'm ready to let go of. Here's a before of this little shelf. This is just where I put bunch of glass items that I don't use. Some of these things I do use, like this is actually my travel hot pot. So I'm certainly going to keep this because I do use this. This would be something I could even use when I'm downstairs and want to make tea or something. So that's definitely a keeper, but some of this stuff is definitely going to go. And I have some bins right here. So I'm just going to pull out one of these white bins and start putting things in it to bring upstairs. While I'm here, I just wanted to show you a couple other things. So this is trash. I need to bring that up. These are some pillows and things that belong to the previous homeowner. So these things I want to take pictures of and see if either one of the two consignment shops are interested in these. And if not, I'm just going to get rid of them. I'm also looking around while I'm in here to see if there's any kind of bulk item that needs to go, and I don't think there is in here. Our neighborhood is having a bulk trash day tomorrow, so they're gonna have some bins in there, and if you have any bulk items, it costs like $20 and you can get rid of those. We got rid of an entire truckload of stuff after we moved in, and they had one of these days. So I think we just have a few things to maybe bring tomorrow. I'm not really sure, but I do want to walk the house and just check if there's anything that strikes me as something that we need to go ahead and get rid of in that bulk day. I know at some point this shelf right here is going to need to go on one of those bulk days, and I'll need to replace it with another shelf because it is disintegrating at the bottom. It was actually something that was left by the previous homeowner. I know why they left it because it's broken, but for right now I just have light items on it and it's fine, but it definitely is gonna need to go at some point. Just, I'm not ready to do that right now. Just wanted to show you what I'm actually getting rid of. These are old little dishes for food, and I don't even know if I still have the lids. I think I do have the lids for these upstairs, but I don't use these. We haven't used these in forever, so I'm gonna go ahead and I might keep a couple, but most of these I'm gonna be just donating because we don't use them, and that's what I've already put. You can see in the basket, because they're glass, you can't see them, but I'll turn the camera around and show you. I have a ton of these, and like I said, they're just not the size that we use very often, so I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of them. I have a lot more of this size, which is what I just showed you. I have these little round containers. We use these every now and then, at least we used to, but I don't have a space to keep them upstairs. So since we don't use them very often, I'm gonna let those go. And again, just more of these, and then a larger one down here. And like you can see, I have all these rectangular ones back here. So I'm just gonna get rid of all of those things. I'm not sure about this. I'm gonna keep it for now, but this may end up going at some point. So I'm just gonna move certain things around and fill this up. I'll go through my lids at some point and see if I have lids to go with these. This I am going to keep for right now. It's really the containers. This is a lid for something, so I'm going to keep it for right now. But at some point, I will get rid of that. If I can't find what it goes with, it will definitely be going. So, yeah, I think all of these, I don't know why I have lifesavers in here, but those can get thrown away. So all of these are going to go. And all of these are going to go. So I'm just going to move things out of the way. found some of the lids for those containers. So I have this bag. I'm just gonna put a few things in here that I'm seeing. I'm gonna go through a little bit of this. So I have these scoopers. I don't know if I'm ready to get rid of these. And these containers, all of these, I may end up finding a place to use. So I'm not ready to get rid of these yet. But at some point, I am going to be getting rid of some of my organizers. I just need to go through the house and see what I'm actually able to use and not. And as soon as I figure out I'm not ready to use it, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of some of these things. So set that there for now. But this one, I don't know what this is, like an old ice bin or egg bin or something or another. So I don't need this. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. These, I have a lot of these bags that I've never used. I've tried them a couple times and honestly, I just don't like them. I feel like they're way more trouble than they're worth. And so I'm going to get rid of those. I do have these stasher bags that I like, but I haven't been using them. And I think it's easy to get things like this. At least for me, I get things like this and I think I'm going to use it. This would be what they call a version of my ideal self. My ideal self would be using these things, but I don't. I don't like them. I don't think they work better than just regular Ziploc bags. I like the idea that they're silicone. I like that they're not plastic. I like that they're not wasteful, but I don't use them and I really don't like them. I prefer just regular Ziploc bags. So for now, at some point, maybe I'm ready to use these and I'll try again. But for now, I think I need to let them go. And I don't know that I use this funnel. I have other funnels upstairs. I don't remember what this was for. So I'm going to go ahead and let that go. This bin I'm keeping. This is a little bottle cap. I don't need that. And one of the things that I am planning to do that I have not done before with all of my simplifying and decluttering is keep track of how many items I'm giving away or getting rid of out of my house. But I've decided to start keeping track of the number of items. So at some point, I'll just do a quick count of all of these things because I'm setting small goals for myself. So I know I had said on my goals that I wanted to get rid of at least 300 items by the end of March. So we'll see how I go with that. But I think right now I'm making a dent in those 300 items. And all it takes is doing a few items a day. I mean, if you did 10 items a day, you could get rid of 300 items in a month. So I'm setting what I consider reasonable goals for myself where I am going to stay on track and I feel like it's doable. And I'm going to use this first little 3-month period to gauge where I am with how I'm able to come through this process of simplifying. And so that's kind of how I'm going about it this year. And we're going to see where I end up. I'm hoping to make a lot of progress even by the end of March. I just noticed this lid is like one of those universal lids. We don't use this. If it's downstairs and it has to do with cooking, I'm probably not using it. So it's probably okay to go ahead and get rid of it. That's what I'm thinking for right now. There are a few things, like this is my Ember coffee mug. There was a time where I was using this all the time. And so I'm still going to hold on to it for right now, but I may be getting rid of that soon as well. I have a frother back here that I'm keeping because just like I have a travel hot pot, I also have a travel frother so I can make my matcha when I'm on the road. I bring it when I go to people's houses. I bring it when I go to hotels, depending on where I'm going. So for right now, I'm definitely going to be keeping those things. On this shelf, I have these, which I'm not ready to get rid of. I bought these thrifting and I think I will still use these at some point. I may end up deciding at some point to get rid of them, but I have ideas for how I want to use this at some point. So I'm going to go ahead and keep these for right now. I'm going to put these up here. And then this sifter, like I said, if it's got to do with cooking and it's down here, I'm probably not using it. So I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this. This is Whitney's baster. He may actually want this. And these bowls I used to make soaps and lotion bars and things like that a lot, and I use these bowls for that. I haven't done it in a while, but these are good Pyrex bowls, and I'm hesitant to get rid of these right now because I think I can use them. I'm also, as I'm saying this, I am wanting to get rid of this mindset of needing to keep things just in case. But at this point, I'm not ready to get rid of these. And the whole point of today was making the simplifying process simple. So I'm not going to overthink it. I'm going to keep these for now. And at some point, I may be ready to let it go. And I think of all the things that I've learned as I've been going through this process for the last few years is that it is okay to not be ready to let something go. And I think we need, in this process of simplifying, we need to get to a point where we're okay with that it doesn't have to be this all or nothing thing. We can take our time, we can pace ourselves and let the process come naturally. And I think that's what I'm learning to do as I go through this. Throughout these years, I'm taking my time, I'm doing it at my own pace. And I think every time I'm getting better and better at being able to make the decisions and let things go, but also not putting too much pressure on myself. That's one of the ways I want to simplify it this year, is by just not overcomplicating things and putting so much pressure on myself. I want to take pride in what I am willing to let go of in this particular moment. So I've basically got a bag full here. I've got this bin full. I know all of these growlers, most of them, if not all, can go. They're sentimental, and that's honestly why I've been keeping them. And I know that sounds silly that growlers would be sentimental, but they are, because they're from one of our favorite places in Alaska. And so that one of the restaurants we used to love, it's like an iconic, it's called Moose's Tooth. And then there was another one called Broken Tooth, and they're just sentimental. And that's just all there is to it. They're iconic places in Anchorage. If you ever go to Alaska, you definitely need to check out Moose's Tooth. They have the best pizza there. Like I said, it's where all the locals go, all the tourists go. It is iconic. So yeah, they're just sentimental. Will be letting some of these go, but I still may end up keeping one or two. I'm just not ready to do it right now because I got to haul all this stuff upstairs, and I just want to take these two things upstairs and then get back to what I originally planned, because this was kind of a side note of what I was actually doing today. The girls have been napping the whole time I was working in the kitchen and downstairs. Lacey, what are you doing? You want to say hi? Lily, you want to say hi to everybody? So Lacey went to the doctor today. Y'all, her skin is so bad. I'm embarrassed to even show you. I feel so bad for her. We have all kinds of skin issues with Lacey. So we went back to the doctor today. We're working on it. I also got some salve that the lady from her daycare told me about this one. So I ordered it and I'm gonna try it. Natural Skin Soother. It just came in today. So it has really good ingredients. I'm anxious to try it. Although I don't think this is going to be the answer to her problems. I've been doing a lot of research about how to heal her gut, because I know these skin issues are coming from gut issues. We have given her probiotics. We've done so many things. She's been on so many antibiotics since we've gotten her. Poor baby. She really suffers with this a lot. But hopefully we'll be getting it under control soon. And little Lily, she's just tired today. They went to daycare yesterday, so she's a tired girl today. You tired girl, Lily? Yeah. She played hard yesterday with all of her friends. Yes, y'all did. You both did.
I bet you'll come around, but don't get me wrong. Do what you gotta do.
I look at these cabinets now, I feel like on this side it looks way calmer. I like that I brought the white over. I'm thinking I might move the white mugs over to the other side. I don't know, for balance. I'm not sure. But anyway, I definitely like the top shelf better. I wish that these were the same size, but they're not. But I played around with it to see which one I liked better on which side. And I actually think I like it best like that. So for now, I'm gonna leave it. It feels calmer than it felt before. It feels good to know that I've gotten rid of some things in this cabinet, and it does just feel calmer to me when I look at it. I don't see a bunch of stuff that I know I'm not using. When I look at it, I see things that I am using or just things that I think are pretty. Just doing that little bit calms me down a lot when I look over this way in the kitchen.
You gotta do, baby, for love, go all for love, we're going for love, for beating hearts off the charts, love, go all for love, we're going for love, baby, going for love, baby, for love, for beating hearts.
I counted the items in these two containers together, and it was 48 items. Plus I have these things over here. So I believe this is 8 more items. So that's 2, 4, 5, and 3 more would be 8 more. So it would be 48 plus 8. So that's 56. And I know in this drawer, I have at least 1 item. I like having 2 ladles, but I think I can get rid of this black plastic one because if I want another one, I will end up getting another metal one. So I can get rid of that. I think most everything else in here we actually use. I may go through this drawer a little more later, but I knew this was the one thing I wanted to take out. I want to start taking things out as I come across them rather than waiting until I'm doing some type of decluttering project. I actually waited on that one. I knew I was wanting to get rid of this, but I waited on it until I was filming this video for you just to talk about it. But that's one of the things I'm going to work on is I'm not even going to wait for videos to get rid of some things. I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of it in the moment when I know that I'm not using it anymore. And I might just keep a box and a garbage bag set aside somewhere where in the moment, if we're in the kitchen and I come across something that we're not using, I'll go ahead and get rid of it. Or if I'm in the pantry and I know I threw away a couple things earlier this morning from the pantry that I knew I wasn't going to eat because I bought it and I didn't like it. And I had actually bought 2 packs of it. But when I tasted it, I didn't like it. It was something new. And my mistake was buying 2 packs. I should have just bought 1 to try it. So that's kind of what I'm doing. Like if I walk in the pantry and I see something that is either out of date or that we're not using, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of it in the moment. Whitney's getting ready to go bring some things to the bulk trash. It turns out we had a lot of boxes still with paper in them. When the movers came, they actually will come and pick up boxes, but they only do it once. So these are some we had after they came. And then we found some other things like some old rugs that needed to be thrown away because they were disintegrating and things like that. So he's got a truckload that he's going to bring for bulk trash day. The whole truck is full. It feels good just to be getting rid of these boxes that we don't have room for. It's a couple days later. I'm sitting out here on the front porch. Lacey's behind me and Lily is over here being Lily. So Lacey's skin, I would like to say, is so much better. I'll see if I can get a clip for you if she'll let me. But just a couple days later, after going to the doctor, she ended up getting put on a steroid, which I hate because she's been on them, like I said, so many antibiotics, steroids. I don't like continually putting her on this medicine, but it was so bad. She really needed it, and it's looking way better. So I'm glad about that. But I'm hoping to try to like get her through this, and then I'm working on things with her diet that I'm hoping will help to change things in her gut and get that cleared up. But I did want to talk about, at the beginning of this video, I said I was going to go through systematically in my house, and I realized as I was editing this video yesterday, getting it ready for you, that it may not seem like what I did was systematic at all. I did mention that it's like there is a method to my madness, but I wanted to specify what that is. So my whole point in this first little round of decluttering that I did was to start with things that were simple. So I knew doing that one cabinet in my kitchen would be simple. It was something that had been bothering me every time I looked at that cabinet, which was all the time because it's right there in the main part of my house that I use all the time. It was really bothering me and making me not feel calm or settled. And so that's kind of how I'm determining how I'm going to do things. And then when I went downstairs and to bring the things, I had no intention of decluttering down there, but I was in the mood to do it. I knew those things needed to be let go. So I just wanted to go ahead and do it in the moment. The reason I was also wanting to do my shoes at this time is because I do feel like it's going to be an easy thing to let go of. And so I wanted to go ahead and do that. But I also know that I need to do my entire closet. Nothing has been put in the closet the way that it really needs to be. I've done a little bit of shuffling, but a lot of it is still a mess from just how we threw things in there when the movers were here. I definitely want to go through my laundry room. It is a mess. I've got to get that simplified. I need to take a lot of things out of there. I need to set things up in there. Cars just passing by. So I need to do the laundry room. I have spaces in my house that are the ones that for me are priority. So my laundry room is a priority because I use it all the time. And in this house, the laundry room isn't separate all to itself. It is the pass through to go from the house to the garage, and we use that space a lot. So I definitely need that to get cleaned up. So I'm going through and I'm just prioritizing spaces, and it may be a whole space or it may be a part of a space. And like, me, for my laundry room, I'm not likely going to go in there and necessarily do the whole laundry room in one day. I might, if I'm feeling up to it, if my feet are up to it, but I'm likely going to break it into little chunks and just tackle it a little bit at a time and then be happy with what I did. I feel like I got a lot done. I counted the items, and I know I've lost track now because it was a couple of days ago. I need to go back where I wrote it down. I think it was like 59 items or something. And so I'm really proud of that. That's a lot to let go, and it does make me feel like it's one little shred of letting things go and simplifying so that my life in my home can be filled with ease and peace. I think where we're living now, one of the hardest parts of decluttering is going to be actually getting the stuff out of my house. I've got everything together. I have it over here. I've got my 2 bags. I put some other things in the bags, but it's ready to go. I need to get it to my car. I also have in the garage some things that I've decluttered, and in my closet I have some things which I will pull out and probably take with this that I've already kind of decluttered in my closet. But we don't live near a donation place anymore, so I'm gonna have to drive a distance to go find it, and I haven't done that yet since we've moved here. So that's gonna be a little challenge, but I think I'm gonna be making plans to do that one day this week, because the whole goal is not to just have this sit in the garage now. It's to actually get it out of the house so that every space in the house feels calm and peaceful. Let me know if you like the way I did this video, going through and talking about the items I was getting rid of, because I don't always do that. So if you like that, I will try to do more of it. And as always, I thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you more than you know. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye. I'm just gonna see if Lacey will let me show you her neck so you can see she's doing way better. I don't think she's gonna let me show you really good, but you can see it's still some pink and all, but it is so much better than it was the other day, wasn't it? Here comes Lily.